yeah.
Oh, yeah. How about all that foolishness?
I love
Well,
it.
good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. It's Friday, everyone. It's Friday.
Yes.
And I am Sergeant Tony coming at you from chilly East Memphis, Tennessee, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little chilly. What is it, 40?
43,
it feels like,
but feels like
man.
40.
You know, that's what happens sometimes in the South. It's like, it's hot as the backlogs of hell, and then you wake up one morning and, okay, that's it, it's winter.
Yeah, but don't dress for this, and because later it'll be like 80.
Oh, yeah. This is the kind of weather that would end up, all of your jackets would end up at school.
Oh,
Because you'd
yes.
have a jacket on, and then you wouldn't bring the jacket home because by the time school was out,
Yeah, you wouldn't need
it was all hot and you didn't need the jacket.
Yeah.
My mother said, "Where's your jacket?" Boy.
Well, we're here at Sea Isle School. Let me tell you, they had a big box that was like piled full of jackets. Seriously.
If we could figure out a way to prevent that from happening, we'd be gazillionaires.
And I knew my kids had one in there, but I just didn't want to dig through the big pile.
Who wants to?
No,
of course
you
not.
just take one off the top. That's what I tell the kids.
This will work for you here. This has a unicorn on the back. It'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Well, hey, y'all, it's Friday. Did you work out with me 3 times this week? Either in person or by way of archived videos. If it's 3 times for you, that is an A. Give yourself an A. Give yourself an A. Twiced, as we would say in Arkansas, twiced. Twice is a B. If you got a B, give yourself a pat on the back. And if this your one time this week, well, that's still a passing grade.
Oh yeah, we're happy
You still
to have
get
you.
one time. That's a
Happy to have
C,
you.
everybody. Before I get too far into this, let me say thank you to those of you that have been so generous. And if I say so generous, some of you out there who are just sitting on a big pile of money will say, "Oh, well, he doesn't need any money." Then he said, "All those generous people out there are helping him out." Well, maybe not. So maybe, thank you.
Maybe it could be you.
Maybe it could be you. That's right.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me see what we're doing today. Oh, I think we're doing M16 today, y'all.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I like
think
that
so.
one.
I think M16 is we haven't done M16 in a while, so I don't know why we haven't. Okay,
Would you like to say good morning to a few people?
I don't want to say good morning to anybody.
Oh, I know you'd want to say good morning to Frank Jemison.
Oh, of course I want to say good morning to Frank. Good morning, Frank.
Oh, yeah.
How are you, sir? Are you doing all right?
And then we have, is it TJ Wilkinson?
It's TJ. Hey, TJ. How are you
Good
doing?
morning to her and to Cranky Pants.
Cranky Pants.
And we know the Wiener Dog.
The Wiener Dog.
And I'm sure Dr. Tate Keller.
Is Dr. Tate Keller out there?
I bet so.
You know, if you attend Rhodes College, you get to be a Rhodes Scholar. There's a little bit of confusion going on about that.
Well, I can
Tate
understand
Keller
why.
Dr. Tate Keller is the chairman of the history department at the now famous, extra famous Rhodes College.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
See what
You know, all these people should like and share.
my wife said you should all like and share. Before we get into
Give me
this, I
some
knew there was
comments.
something I wanted to remind you about, and really to remind you and also to share with your friends about the Harvard longitudinal study that was started in the 1930s and followed male students. In the 1930s, Harvard was not open to female students, so that they started following male students throughout their life. And it was it's been a study of people's health, their finances, their sense of well-being, their sense of happiness, what accounts for being happy. Did you know it's not money?
What?
I know, it's not.
But
it's
have you
not
ever
money.
seen an unhappy person on a jet ski?
I don't believe I've ever seen an unhappy person.
Only when they fall off.
I don't believe I've ever seen an unhappy person on a jet ski. But you know, you don't have to be rich to have a jet ski. Yeah, you can rent one.
Yeah, that's true.
You
But
could-
you have to have some money in order to even rent one.
I guess you do. Here's what the longitudinal study said. So it started in the 1930s, and in the data that I have in my little card is that in 1962, they surveyed men that they had originally surveyed to begin with in the 30s. So they asked them about what their levels of activity were and what their fitness was, what their health was like. And they found that those men who were active in 1962 had a lower mortality rate if they were active. If you were active in 1962, you had a lower mortality rate than those who were not. In 1977, they did another one. They followed up. The men who were active in 62 but were not active in 77 were now facing the same mortality rates as those who had not been active at all. And those who had been inactive in 62 but were active in 77 had now reduced their mortality rate to the point that it looked like people who had been exercising the whole time. So it's not too late. That's my point. It's not too late, and we're not training to be bodybuilders or to be professional athletes. We're just trying to be as healthy and strong as average people should be.
So we can pick up the paint can and open a jar and get up out of a chair.
All of those things. That's right. Okay. All right. Enough about that. Shall we get started? Okay. M16. Here it is. M16 will be if you've been training with me in person, you know that we would go around around the gym. Usually we would go from one station to the next. We'd have teams to do this. We won't do this, of course, because, well, there are no teams at your house. There are no teams here either. So what we'll do is just sort of virtually go from one station to the next, and each station will be 2 minutes long. So there's not going to be a lot of counting from me, and you'll probably appreciate that. You won't have to listen to me count. Although Kay Ryan has said, Tony, I miss you counting because it's calming to me.
Yes, I agree.
Now, I don't know if that says something about me or if it says something about Kay's life.
She's a glutton for punishment.
Kay's life is such that me counting out loud is a calming effect on her. I'm a sedative. Tony Ludlow is a sedative. Yeah, Tony, you're not boring. You're just a sedative. Yeah.
Hey, how about saying good morning to Catherine Speedley?
Morning, Catherine Speedling in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. All right, let's get started. We'll warm up because we need to warm up this morning. Side straddle hops for 10. Ready? Exercise. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
2.
1, 2, 3.
3.
1, 2, 3.
4.
1, 2, 3.
5.
1, 2, 3.
6.
1, 2, 3.
7.
1, 2, 3.
8.
1, 2, 3.
9.
1, 2, 3. Okay, let's start off with a little stretching. That's not usually one of our stations, but we'll start off with a little stretching. So just windmill your arms forward and back. Windmill your arms forward and back. Let me put us on the clock for this. Now right arm across your chest, right ankle flexibility stretches. And now let's go the other way. Now a little gentle twist side to side.
Oh, yeah.
One of the hobbies that has experienced a boom during the quarantine is taking care of indoor plants.
I love it.
I'm not going to say that my wife has turned our house into the jungle room at Graceland, but it's not too far away. Not too
We're getting
far.
lots of oxygen. Hush.
All right, you're on your show to rotate your neck around clockwise and counterclockwise.
TJ says you do count well.
Oh, thank you, TJ.
If I'm having a bad day, I just ask him to count for me.
Yeah. Now windmill your arms forward and back again. I think we just did that, didn't we? Hello. It's live TV, y'all. You never know what's going to happen. Strange things could be happening. Okay, that's enough about that. Now, no, it isn't. It's not enough at all. I want you to just bend forward at the waist and allow yourself just to hang. Allow yourself just to hang. And if you can, with every exhale, allow yourself to go down just a little bit more. Now slowly stand back up. Slowly stand back up. Then bring your arms up overhead. Bring your arms up overhead. And stretch up and look up. Stretch up and look up. And now bend back just a little bit. Bend back just a little. You don't have to bend back a lot. Just bend back a little. And that's good enough. Now let's do some squats. So get your dumbbells. We're gonna do wide stance sumo squats. You can add the press if you want to. I'll leave that up to you. But we're gonna squat for 2 minutes.
Say good morning to our friend Lisa Jensen.
Good morning, Lisa Jensen. Lisa, something happened in the life of your grandchildren. Did you have a grandchild that had a birthday? Something happened. It wasn't a bad thing, but I think Mary, did they have to put their dog down? Something happened. I knew there were some good things, and maybe it was kind of a sad thing too. All right, we got squats. Let us know, Lisa. We got squats for 2 minutes. Ready and go. This will be your diddly squat. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right. I apologize. Bad. You should be squatting. I think that was a Bee Gees song. You should be squatting. Yeah. I could never do the falsetto voice though.
Oh, he did it so well, didn't he?
I know, I couldn't. I'm just too manly. I'm too manly for that falsetto voice.
He was very secure, I think, in his manliness.
I guess so. We had enough money to be secure, but then again, does that money buy happiness? No, but it could rent it for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Try.
You're wrong. There's research that says that people that have won the lottery actually were happier before they won.
I don't think there are any studies that say that winning the lottery makes you a happier person.
No. Maybe if you just win, a couple 100,000, I bet that would be okay.
I think a lot has to do with, are you a happy person without the money? And the problem is, so many of those lottery winners were not very good at managing the money they had.
Well, our life says that we are very happy without money.
As it turns out, poverty is not. So people are saying, well, I'm not going to send that guy any money. He's content being poor. If I send him some money, he might get rich, and that would ruin his happiness.
Well, those hot dogs and baked beans were pretty good last night.
Well, if you've been thinking that, let's just go ahead and put that to the test.
Yeah.
Make me wealthy, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I'm happier or not. Okay, there we go. That was good. That was your squatting for 2 minutes. I mean, I'm willing to test that theory out.
The research shows we're fine.
I'm willing to. Yeah, studies have shown that people who are poor money managers with a little bit turn out to be poor money managers with a lot.
Yes.
So, okay, we got 2 minutes of agilities and or running. So whatever you're able to do, if you want to do a little two-step shuffle and touch and then run in place for a little bit, a combination of agilities and running, or just straight agilities only. We got this for 2 minutes beginning now. I'm going to do a little bit of both. 2 minutes, y'all. All right. All right. Walk that off. Walk that off. Recover for a second.
You see that? We're right next to the dog park, and this lady brings her 2 dogs, and she runs inside, and the one dog sits on top of the big hill and watches her and the other dog run around.
That dog is having none of that.
Oh yeah. He'll run around a little bit, but he likes to be the king of the hill.
All right, we're taking just a short break, y'all. I had the little fuzzy thing on the
You don't need it
on the
this
mic, but I
morning,
don't think I need it. I'll take that off. It's kind of just distracting to me to see this little fuzzy thing out there in my face. In my face. Okay. I think that's enough. We got planking, y'all.
Oh yes.
Planking.
For 2 minutes.
For 2 minutes? That is correct. That is correct, Mrs. Ludlow. Planking for 2 minutes. So, you can plank elbows and toes. That would be my prescribed way to do that. You can also do it elbows and knees, or elbows and one knee. So, start off in the most challenging position, and then back that off as you need to. Let's plank. We're going to plank for 2 minutes, beginning now.
Say good morning to Kathy Biggers.
Morning, Kathy. Kathy, I have to tell you, we've been laughing about the whole pile of wood chip things for a long time. And for those of you that missed that little story, Kathy would come to the church for the 6:45 class, coming right straight from work. She works at night, and so she would drive onto the campus of the church, and I would already be there because of the earlier class. And so one morning when she was driving onto the campus and I was walking around, and Kathy was driving toward me. She wasn't driving at me, but she was driving toward me. And at that time, the church periodically, I think once a year maybe, replenishes some of the wood chips that they put on the playground. And so there was this big pile, huge pile of wood chips, but it's a common thing at the church. Once a year, twice a year, something like that. So it's not completely uncommon for there to be a big pile of wood chips. And I was waving at Kathy, waving at, hey Kathy, hey. Kathy ignored me completely as she was so enamored with the pile of wood chips, which only said to me, Tony, you're not as interesting as a pile of wood chips.
Aww.
I know, I cried myself to sleep that night. Thank you, Kathy. Well, that was the wood chip story. We got 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right. Now, if you're waiting for the planking to get easier, I think you just have to do a whole lot of planking for 2 minutes of planking not to be challenging. Some of you know that I've spoken about George Hood. I think George is actually a year older than I am, and he holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the plank. And I want to say it's 8 hours and something, or 9 hours and something. It's a ridiculous amount of time. Now, how do you train for that? You have to do a lot of planking. Who really wants to do that? I mean, I would just think your shoulders would get so stiff. I was just thinking of all the time wasted.
Yes, and things you could be doing.
Other things I could be doing besides planking. Yeah. So, okay. So if you're waiting for the planking to get easier, you can make it easier just by doing more planking than I have you to do. Okay. Let's do a set of Swiss Army knives. Swiss Army knives. Now we're going to do this, we're going to be on the clock, so what I would suggest that you do, and this is what I'll do, is I'll do 3 repetitions per exercise and then cycle through that and start over again. So join me in the Swiss Army knives if you'd like to do them as I have described. 3 repetitions per exercise. You're welcome to do that. You can do 1 repetition per exercise. Either way would be just fine, but I wouldn't do more than 3 repetitions per exercise. Ready, and we're on the clock. So I'm going to do these 3, and then I'll do the rows for 3, and I'll do bicep curls for 3, and Arnold presses for 3, and tricep extensions for 3, and then I'll bring it all the way down and start over again. Hack squats for 2 and 3, rows for 1 and 2 and 3, hammer curls for 1 and 2 and 3, overhead presses for 1 and 2 and 3, tricep extensions for 1 and 2 and 3. Bring it all down and we'll start over again. We'll go hack squats for 1, 2, 3, rows for 1, 2, 3, bicep curls again for 1, 2, 3, Arnold presses for 1, 2, 3, tricep extensions for 1, 2, 3. Bring it all down and we'll start over again. Hack squats for 1, 2, 3, rows for 1, 2 and 3, hammer curls again for 1, 2 and 3, overhead presses again for 1, 2, 3, tricep extensions again for 1, 2, 3. Bring it all down and start over again. 1, 2, 3. The rows again for 1, 2, 3. Curls again. Bicep curls and 2 and 3. Arnold presses for 1, 2, 3. Tricep extensions. 1, 2, 3. There we go. There's our 2 minutes. We'll put that down, put that away, and walk that off.
You said bring it on down. Reminded me of that skit with Justin Timberlake.
Bring it on down to
Omeleteville.
I have to say, you know, I posted yesterday a back in the day Saturday Night Live skit where Dan Aykroyd pretends to be Jimmy Carter and Bill Murray pretends to be I forget that guy from PBS. And now it's time for the news, brought to you by Brill Cream or whatever it was. And Dan Aykroyd, so it's Ask President Carter. So it was a call-in show. If you didn't see that, check my personal Facebook page for that. It's pretty funny. Hey.
Who would you like to call?
Did you hear Siri's?
Yeah, she's wanting to call someone.
She's wanting to call someone. We're not calling anybody, Siri. How did she even start talking to me and why? Okay. Well, we took a little bit of a break because guess what's coming next, y'all?
Uh-oh.
Mountain climbers.
What?
I know, mountain climbers.
What?
Mountain climbers for 2 minutes. Now, of course, you're probably going to have to take a break during the 2 minutes of mountain climbers.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting you to do mountain climbers for the entire time. But if you can, great. I won't be able to. I'll be taking a bit of a break. Somebody must have stolen my car.
No, we can hear that from here. That's crazy.
You know, that's the kind of noise you would hear in a small town somewhere. Like in my hometown, you'd hear guys revving it up But in Memphis, you don't.
Compensating.
Okay, we got mountain climbers. I can't avoid this by just talking about. We call guys who did that. We'd say things like, "Does your mom know how you're driving her car?" Or we'd call them spark pluggers. I don't know why that happened. Okay, mountain climbers. For 2 minutes, you're on the clock, ready and go. And that's not even a minute yet. That's not even a minute yet. Yeah, we're still doing this, y'all. Okay, maybe you are. I'm obviously not.
Exercise is hard.
Exercise is hard. And mountain climbers, you just don't realize how challenging this little exercise can be.
Why did I say 2 minutes? Why did I say 1 minute?
I'm going to say that I'm quitting early to give myself a chance to catch my breath so I don't sound weird on Facebook Live. That's my story. Okay, that's 2 minutes, y'all. I got bad news about what you were just doing.
We're about to do it?
We are.
Oh.
We're gonna walk this off first. Catch our breath. I had a strange dream last night that I'd bought a bicycle and the seat of the bicycle was right here. It was a big giant, it was a huge road bike. The top tube of the bike was right here. And I was real proud of it too. It was a real deep purple bike. I had no idea how I was gonna ride it, but it was a huge bicycle. And the guy that was selling me the bicycle was a guy I went to high school with that I have not seen or spoken to since high school.
Really?
I'm not even sure that I've thought about him since high school.
Isn't that weird how sometimes...
That is so strange. Dreams are just
yes, they are. And you
so
always
random.
Have interesting ones.
I do tend to have some pretty interesting dreams. That's true. And involved, a lot of involved stuff. Sometimes they're usually not terrible bad dreams. They're just sometimes weird and emotionally draining.
Yes.
Does that ever happen to you guys out there? Where
you
have an emotionally draining dream and you wake up and you're not rested at all. You feel completely exhausted from the emotionally draining dream. And you know it didn't happen.
But it felt like
but
it.
to your body, it happened. Felt like it.
Remember earlier this week? I did an Ironman in my sleep and I woke up all sweaty because I remember swimming. I remember it all. Like I was really doing it. Because I think the Ironman was going to be this month.
That's true. That's true. They had it was a half Ironman, right? A half Ironman that was scheduled for this fall here in Memphis. Did they cancel it altogether? Did they postpone it?
They canceled it and now we're re-registered for next year automatically.
I see. So they're going to carry that over to the next year. Okay. All right, y'all. This is what we're going to do. We're going to set the quads.
Ooh.
Set the quads.
Oh yeah.
What you guys couldn't see that Ashley was off camera setting the quads while the rest of us were doing mountain climbers.
Well, I got something else in store.
While the rest of us were doing mountain climbers, Ashley was over there setting the quads. Okay, if you're new to setting the quads, just get something that's soft like a rolled up towel or part of a rolled up mat or even a throw pillow if you have some of those worthless things.
Speak for yourself.
Just if you have some decorative throw pillows, and we're on the clock ready to go. So we're gonna tighten up our quadriceps, our thigh muscles. Tighten those up, tighten them up, point your toes back at yourself, and push the back of your knees, push that into the whatever soft thing that you've put there, a towel or a small child. Did you see that picture of Emily and Chuck's little boy that he was sitting in his car seat, and the look on his face said, "What do you mean I can't have ice cream for breakfast?" This is child abuse.
He's so cute.
He really is cute.
And he's about to be 1.
About to be 1 year old. For those of you that don't know who Emily is she's one of my former students, actually. And through circumstances in life, Emily and I have remained close and friends. Emily graduated in 2000, so it's been 20 years. Well, actually, she was in my she was a junior, so she was in the 11th grade, so it's over 20 years. I'm not going to brag or anything, but she got a master's in history. I bet she had a really good history teacher.
That's so. And I got Emily's stamp of approval.
That is true.
Not
Before I could marry Ashley, Emily and another self-appointed committee decided that I would not be able to date anyone long term until they had approved of the match. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right, walk that off for a second.
Boot campers threatening you that if you let me go.
That is true. I had boot campers who said, "Tony, if you mess this up with Ashley, that's it. We're done with you, son." All right, we're walking that off, or something like that. That was 2 minutes of setting the quads.
I feel them already.
I wonder why that is, why that particular thing.
No idea. I mean, because other exercises get them some, but nothing like that.
Yeah, I'm glad to do it. Some of you know that I've been complaining about some knee issues, and I've got a procedure planned for in a couple of weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, I've had a lousy last 2 years with my knees. Well, with my left knee anyway.
Yes.
The right knee is sort of holding on.
But didn't she say it was actually a little worse?
Yeah. She looked at the X-rays of the two knees and she said, "Tony, really, it's your right knee that looks jacked up." And I said, "But currently it's not grumpy." She said, "Oh, it's just a matter of time." So she's going to do a twofer. She's going to 2 for 1. She's going to do the procedure. It's a stem cell therapy procedure. I don't want anyone out there thinking I might have double knee replacements. It's a stem cell therapy, and I've had it before. I'll be her first patient to have it twice. So they remove stem cells from your own body, and then they mix that up with something.
Fat.
Elmer's glue. They mix it up with Gorilla Glue or something. I don't know what they mix it up with. Put it and then re-inject it into. In this case, they'll take the stem cells out of, I think, my hip, and then do the thing, and then inject them into your knees.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and that's a lot of fun.
Did you ask about getting extra medication? Because last time, the medication had worn off before the procedure started.
So,
oh, that was
so I was one of her very first patients to do this, and so the protocol was that what was it they gave me? Was it a Xanax?
No, like one Versed or something. But it was something that
well, what it was is what was it? Was
they
it?
They had you take it before you got there, and then they were running behind.
Well, they had me to take it an hour before the procedure,
yes.
whatever this medication, this drug was.
Yeah.
I don't think it was Xanax, but it wasn't Vicodin or
it was some short-acting
something. Yeah, it was something like that. So they said take it an hour before the procedure. So the procedure was scheduled for 1, so I took it at noon, and so. But they didn't really get to me until like 3, until 3:30. By that time, the buzz was gone, and I was white knuckling it the whole time.
And I was,
and you were, Ashley was in the room holding my hand, but she was a lousy poker player. So as soon as she could see that something dreadful was about to happen to me, she would lean down and say, "You're doing fine. You're doing just great." And so I knew that was the warning shot. That something horrible was.
Because I could see what was going on.
Yeah, that was. But no, she said that they've changed the procedure. The whole protocol is different, so I don't take
medicated.
I don't take anything ahead of time. That's what they said.
Because they then give you something there, I guess.
I think they just use a cricket bat upside my head.
Ding! Don't let me hold it.
Let's do some balance work, shall we?
Did you hear me?
I heard you. Let's do some balance work. We're going to balance on our left leg, and we're going to do this for 1 whole minute. So balancing on your left leg only for a whole minute.
Can we move our ankles around?
You can move your ankle around if you'd like. You can extend your leg straight ahead if you want to.
Close your eyes.
You can take it around, take it out to the side. You can take it to the rear. You can do whatever you want so long as you remain balanced on your left leg. Yeah, I asked the nurse when we were finalizing the appointment, and she said, "Okay, then we'll see you on the whatever the date it is, the 14th or whatever it is." And I said, "Oh, well, hold on. Isn't there some sort of medication? Last time I had to take something," and she said, "Oh no, we have a different procedure now." And I said, "Well, what is that?" And she said, "The gas." She said it was gas of some sort. So I don't know. Made it just in time. All right. Now plant the right leg, bring the left leg straight up. Now if this isn't challenging enough to you, of course you can take your leg straight ahead. You can take it out to the side. You can also take it to the rear. If all of that is not challenging enough, then you can also close your eyes. But don't close your eyes if you don't have something that you can reach out and steady yourself with. Not like a lamp.
Yeah, so we don't want you falling down on your house and can't get up.
Yeah, so if you're thinking, "Oh, I can hold on to the curtain."
The shower curtain.
I hate to admit this, but several years ago, this was before you and I.
So that's many, many years ago.
Well, right, so over 10 years ago. I had gone out for a run, and I came back, and my running shorts were really wet from sweat and everything, and so I was in the bathroom, and I was trying to take them off, and somehow or another I lost my balance, and I had my running shorts around my ankles, and I fell into the shower, or into the tub, pulled the shower curtain down on top of me. It was I thought, well,
that's like a drunk person.
And I had just come from a run. Okay, that's enough of that, I think.
Woo!
All right, walk that off. Walk that off. Yeah,
balance is important.
I tried to do the Huntsville hop, but I didn't know how to do the Huntsville hop at the time. So you know, you're taking the shorts off, and because they were wet, they got bunched up, or I don't know what happened.
We have a demonstration?
No, I'm not doing a demonstration, but I had them around my ankles, and then I started to lose my balance, and I couldn't catch myself because my ankles were. So I was trying like this, and all I could do then was just fall into the shower, taking the shower curtain down on top of me. I was dodging the shower rod coming down and hitting me on the head. Oh yeah. You think I'm all of the time glamorous. You think I'm always glamorous. Oh no.
When I was growing up, our kitchen was pretty small that you could reach out and touch the counters with both hands. So I used to always like swing my legs back and forth through it, just randomly. And then one day I'd forgotten when I was doing that I had a skirt on that like pulled my other leg with it, and of course fell flat on my back. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That hurt.
Okay, y'all, we're gonna do a set of flies and pullovers here for 2 minutes, and we're just gonna go ahead and do 1 repetition per exercise. We'll cycle through this for the 2 minutes. So flies and pullovers. If you're new to the flies and pullovers, it's not a very complicated exercise. In fact, I don't think any of our exercises are too terribly complicated, which is one of the beauties of it, is that it doesn't require a whole lot of extra instruction or coordination. 2 minutes for flies. You can do the hands facing your feet and then also hands facing inboard.
Awesome.
So kind of mix it up a little bit. You guys can't see it, but there's a jet overhead, and it's spreading those chemtrails, y'all. Chemtrails. It's the government. The government is trying to...
Don't make fun of people.
The first time I had someone tell me about their conspiracy theory about the chemtrails, I said, what? She said, that's right. The government, they're gassing us with the chemtrails. I said, are you familiar with temperatures and jet engine exhaust and altitude temperatures? Are you familiar with any of that? Could that possibly be the explanation for the oh me, chemtrails.
It doesn't take much to entertain you. I'm lucky.
Well, every culture has its own superstition. I never met a Japanese person that had anything about chemtrails, but Japanese people have a lot of interesting superstitions. One I learned, it was horrific. No, it wasn't horrific. It was just embarrassing. And I hadn't been in Japan but probably less than a month. And I was meeting with some Japanese people in a conference room, and they had lunch brought into the conference room. There we go. That's good. That's good. So they had lunch brought in, and so it was a typical Japanese lunch, obento.
Aww.
And so there was a bowl of rice in there too, and so I was eating some rice, and I knew how to use the chopsticks, of course, but the Japanese were always so amazed at how well I could use them, even from the beginning. And I said, we have Japanese restaurants in America. I've used chopsticks before. Oh, you're so good at it. Yes, that's right. So I'd eaten a little bit, and so I didn't really know what to do with the chopsticks. And I hadn't paid enough attention to see what other people were doing with their chopsticks. So I just stuck my chopsticks in the middle of the rice, thinking that that'd be a good thing. And my friend reached over and grabbed my chopsticks and took them out, which was, you don't mess with anybody else's food or their little area.
So you knew that was something.
So he reached over there and took them out and told me, "Here, just take these. Don't do that again." And I said, wow, whatever, man, ease up. Tell me later on, it's a superstition that if you stick your chopsticks into the bowl of rice, it means that you want everybody at the table to die.
Oh gosh, honey.
So if you were angry and you're having a meal and you were angry with the people, that you just stick the chopsticks in the rice and stand up and walk out. That's just saying, that's the.
So you're saying that's what Japanese preteens do?
Probably. That's your FU and the horse you rode in on. That was it. Take that. They also have assigned words and meanings for all the numbers, and the last 4 numbers of my telephone number were spelled out death, death, sudden death. And people said you should have your phone number changed. This is terrible. I said, well, now I'm afraid to change it to anything. It could be something else. That's weird. Death, death, sudden death.
That's like my dad's, his license plate. It's the first numbers are 666.
There you go. It will see just like that, just like that. Okay, we're gonna do 2 minutes of agilities and running like we did before. What was? sounded like a duck or a goose. Okay, 2 minutes.
I like that lady. She's got the sachet
of running around
in the maroon.
Oh yeah, she's got it going. 2 minutes, ready, go.
Oh yeah.
That'd be agilities, running. Just say active and busy for the next 2 minutes. Twenty more seconds.
Winter Dog sent chopsticks, bowl of rice, chopsticks.
Chopsticks, bowl of rice, chopsticks. Those were emojis?
Yes.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. There we go. You can walk that off for just a second. Okay, we're going to do another set of Swiss Army knives, but we're going to go a little bit longer. Instead of the 2 minutes, we're actually going to go for 3. And so what I want you to do is we'll go ahead and do we'll do 10 repetitions per exercise and cycle through this as many times as we can for 3 minutes. So get your dumbbells out there ready. Did I say 10 repetitions per exercise? I meant 8 repetitions per exercise.
Good.
Yeah, 8. Here we go. Swiss Army knives, 8 repetitions per exercise for 3 minutes, and ready and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the rows now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bicep curls for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Arnold presses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tricep extensions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it all down and we'll start over again. Here we go with the hack squats for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hammer curls for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Overhead presses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tricep extensions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Starting all over again. Here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bicep curls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Arnold presses again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tricep extensions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Put that down and we are changing gears, y'all. We are changing gears. We will take 2 minutes for prayer meditation. Maybe you just need 2 minutes of just quiet and not thinking about anything. You can use this time in any way that is profitable, beneficial to you. We'll take 2 minutes beginning now. Now you can come forward on your hands and flutter kick your legs behind you if you need to get some circulation back into your legs, as I did. And you can roll back to a catcher stance. And then from the catcher stance, you can stand up straight, roll your shoulders back, breathe in deep, and exhale slow. And we are done, all done, everybody. Turn to your neighbor, say, way to go, good neighbor. Way to go, you guys out there. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Let me say another little word about the Harvard longitudinal study. When they were checking these men's levels of activity, they weren't looking at them to see if they were training for some sort of an athletic event. If they were active in any way, if they were running or jogging or lifting weights of any kind, doing any kind of strength training, if they were regularly cycling, if they were being active in some way, they sort of, that checked the box. So what that said to the rest of us is, being active doesn't necessarily mean fanatical. It just means to be active on a regular basis. And so that's what we're doing here, is to be active on a regular basis. So listen, you've had a great workout today, or you just sat and watched me have
and ate a bowl of cereal.
I have no idea. We thank you for tuning in. We thank you for your support. Have a great weekend. Don't forget your 1 hour of continuous cardio. And you are dismissed.
Aye, sir.
Have a great weekend, y'all. See you on Monday. Be careful. Take good care of yourself. Love you. Mean it. See ya.